Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Not weekend. I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful week. So, for today's video, I wanted to keep it Italy themed. I just got back, a month ago already. Time flies. I took a trip to Italy, 10 days, and I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I love Italy. I've been going there consistently since 2019. It is my go-to vacation. I am that very boring person that refuses to travel anywhere else. Every time I get vacation days, I just go to Italy. Either I explore the north, or I go to the south. The most south I have gone in Italy is Puglia, Polignano a Mare. That is about it, which is like it's not all the way to the boot. You know how Italy is shaped like a little boot. I haven't gone all the way down like Sardinia, for example. I have yet to explore. But yeah, I love it there so much. And I got a book. I have two books that represent the theme. First off, this gorgeous book called How Italy Feels. How Italy Feels. Through the lens, region by region. So, let me tell you, this is probably one of the most beautiful books I have come across. I actually saw this book, and it's textured, so it's perfect for ASMR. So, I saw this book back in Florence. I was taking a little stroll through Florence, and I went into a little library and I saw this book, and I was like, oh my god, it is so beautiful. And wait till I show you the inside. So it literally goes region by region all through Italy with beautiful photographs and stories and descriptions. It's like the perfect coffee table book. But anyway, so I saw it in this library, and I think it was almost like 55 euros, which would have been like $60. But it is a very, very heavy book, and I was traveling with one luggage, and wasn't planning on paying overweight luggage at the airport. And I'm like, well, it's just a very heavy book. Like, if I buy this book, I mean, there goes my whole weight in the luggage. So I checked on Amazon and they had it. So I was like, okay, great. I'll just buy it on Amazon in America. And that's exactly what I did. And it was actually cheaper. I bought it for like $50, so I saved like $10. Here, I guess they have the names of all the authors who collaborated in writing a little bit of each region in Italy. And also, the coloring is just so perfect with the red and the yellow and the beautiful umbrella. Italy is truly magical. If you guys ever have the opportunity to go to Italy, please go. The inside is yellow, and then once you open it, I'm trying to see what's the best way to do this. Look how beautiful all the pictures. Oh, Puglia, that's the place that I was saying is the most south I have gone. So this part was written by Luca Vincenzo. Puglia is beautiful. It's, you eat, literally, you will eat the best vegetables you will ever try in your life. I promise you. Basilicata. So, let's see. It's gonna be kind of hard to show you guys, but I mean, look how gorgeous. That is the typical photo of an Italian man sunbathing, relaxing, living la dolce vita without a care in his life, because he's learned that life should not be taken that seriously anyway. I'm pretty sure this is Amalfi. Is this Amalfi? Here, I'm forced to slow down, to focus on another kind of well-being, one made of distraction. Love that. And this part was written by Claudia Salla. Claudia Salla. Right from the start, I felt a deep connection, as if I had always belonged to those places, explains a self-taught Treviso-born photographer who studied chemistry before moving to Milan. Friends from Liguria began inviting her down for weekends. She returned, then returned again, often alone. What began as a refuge turned into a life when she bought a small house above Nervi. From the train window, you can catch the crescent shape of the region as it bends along the country's northwest coast. A ribbon split between Levante and Ponente, Liguria, often called the Italian Riviera, is perhaps best known for the cliff-hugging villages of Cinque Terre and for sending pesto and focaccia into the canon of Italian cuisine. What stays with Zalla, however, is its inland terrain, where terraces of olive and chestnut glow up, deep valleys to stone hamlets, and the traces of Genova's long maritime republic carved into ports and palazzi. Just reading this makes me want to go back to Italy already. So the whole book starts off, it goes region by region, and it starts in the north, the utmost north, which is Lamborghini, right? Oh no, it's not. Oh no, so it starts off. Okay, I actually have it here. So it starts off in Trentino, Alto Adige, Piedmont, Liguria, Veneto, Tuscany, Marche, Lazio, Campania, Puglia, Calabria, Lombardy, Valle di Aosta, Friuli, Venezia Giulia, Emilia Romagna, Umbria, Abruzzo, Molise, Sardinia, Basilicata, and Sicily. Trentino Alto Adige. So that's where you get really good wine. Well, you get really good wine all throughout Italy, but I love the Trentino Alto Adige wine. It's really good. This is where you go to really explore the beautiful mountains. Look at that picture, beautiful picture of Il Duomo in Milano. So, just for the sake of the video, I'll tell you guys a little bit of where I have been in Italy. So, the first time I ever went to Italy was back in 2019, March of 2019. And I went with a girlfriend and we landed in Rome. And that was probably the best. I think that was my favorite, as of now, one of my favorite trips to Italy. We bought the ticket, like, without even planning it too much. We were at a gathering with some friends and we were like, should we just go to Italy? Because we had a friend that was living in Italy. So we were like, should we just go? And we're like, yeah, but let's buy the ticket. And we did. And back in the days, tickets were much cheaper. I actually remember I just bought a one-way. I bought the one-way and then I was like, I'll just worry about the way back once I'm there. That's exactly what I did. So anyway, I bought my one-way ticket to Italy. It was a layover in Moscow, Russia. It was a super long flight, but we truly didn't care. We were young and enjoying life. And then we landed in Rome. Then we met with some friends in Rome. And then from Rome, we spent like 5 days there. And then we traveled all the way to Napoli, which I loved and fell in love with Napoli. And then in Napoli, we traveled all the way up to Bologna, where the friend that we were with, who was my boyfriend at the time, we stayed in Bologna. And we kind of made Bologna our home base, and from Bologna we traveled to Venezia, Venice. We traveled to, where else did we go? What, I feel like I'm missing something. We traveled to Venezia. We traveled to Firenze, Florence. Thankfully we went twice, and that was it. And then my friend had to go to London for some work, and I stayed there with my Italian friend. And then we headed back to Bologna again, and then from Bologna we headed back down. We traveled to Umbria, and then we traveled to Tuscany. I saw Monteriggioni. We saw Siena, and then we traveled to Positano, to the Amalfi Coast, and we met some friends in the Amalfi Coast in Positano. And I remember when I got to Positano, I couldn't believe my eyes of how beautiful it is. I swear I'm talking about Italy right now, and I'm just like, I'm getting this itch of like, I just need to buy a ticket right now because I need to go. I need to go. So, that was it, and my trip ended right there. And then shortly after, that was in March. In September, I bought another ticket and I went back to Bologna. And I traveled to Italy and I stayed there for maybe a month. And I don't exactly know what places we traveled to during that trip. Oh, we went to Verona. We went to Verona. We went to, where else did we go on that trip? I think we just explored Bologna. I just stayed in Bologna. But it's honestly my favorite part. One of my favorite parts in Italy. That trip I really got to experience the local Italian living. And I remember during that time, it's fig season. So I was living my best country life, picking the figs from the trees and eating them. Picking the figs and eating them. Literally the best figs in the world. Amazing. Anyway, that's that. And then after that trip, something happened in 2020. I think we all know what. And I had a trip planned for March of that year, but obviously I couldn't go. So I didn't go to Italy that whole year. 2020, didn't go. But then in 2021, I went for the summer and I was there for like 2 months and it was one of the best trips. I went to Marche, I went to, where did we go? Oh, Bologna, obviously. I traveled a lot during the countryside, but anyway, back there. And then I took another trip, the following summer. We went to Puglia. And anyway, I've been there multiple times, but this last trip was particularly special because I went as a single gal. I had always been going with my boyfriend at the time. So for the first time, I went by myself with friends, and it was a beautiful experience. I went to Rome, had a fantastic trip in Rome. It was a dream. Literally, thinking about it still makes me emotional because I was just so happy. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. I was just so happy being there. I met such wonderful people. I ate such good food, and I feel so lucky and so blessed to have experienced that because it doesn't compare. Anyway, from Rome, I went to Montepulciano, which was my most magical stop. I stayed in the most magical little Airbnb. It was all I could have ever asked for. So Montepulciano is in Tuscany. Montepulciano is in Tuscany, in a cute little town. It's so quiet, filled with nature, olive trees, vineyards, great wine. I tried the best Brunello di Montalcino and absolutely fell in love with it. I had wine tastings, I walked. So the Airbnb where I stayed was all surrounded by olive trees, and I had a beautiful vineyard on the side. And I would walk from there. It was a long walk and it was really hot. Keep in mind, this is like June, so it's pretty hot, but I still walk because I love walking. It's my favorite part about being in Italy. Like, if you're gonna be in Italy and you're not gonna walk, what are you doing? So I would walk to El Centro, have a little wine, a little aperitivo. If you don't know what an aperitivo is, it's kind of like this little mini snack meal that you have before dinner, because keep in mind that in Europe, dinner time is at 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m., 8 the earliest. So around 5:30, 6, you're having an aperitivo, and it usually consists of olives, potato chips, little crostini, like little pieces of bread, with like maybe like a little spread or something, cheese, and you usually have an Aperol spritz, or you have like a glass of prosecco or something just to open up the appetite, you know. So that's kind of what you eat because me and Florence have a special relationship, and I just walked, I ate, I had the best time alone, I dined alone, I had glasses of wine alone, I met fantastic people. And that's one of the things, if you've never traveled alone, I would really encourage you to do so. It really gets you out of your comfort zone. You really get to know yourself, and you get to meet the most spectacular people. I met the most wonderful people being alone, and I feel like I would have never met them if I wasn't alone, because people approach you more when you're by yourself than as if you're with a group of people, because they don't want to bother you. And I'm not saying like this was necessarily like men trying to hit on me or anything. It was just friendly people. I met women, I met men, I met older men, younger men, everything, younger women, older women, everything. And it was truly spectacular. But anyway, after that, I drove up to Milano. Didn't drive, I took a train to Milano, where I met my girlfriends and my friends again. And the rest is history. I loved Milano. I had the best time in Milano. I tried the best food, the best restaurants. You know, I always underestimated Milano. I didn't think there was much to do there besides, I don't know, El Duomo, and that's it. Boy, was I wrong. And I feel so ignorant to have even thought that, because Milano is beautiful, probably one of the most beautiful places in Italy. Clean, well, not super clean, but clean. A lot of entrepreneurs, young people, and the food is fantastic, the service is great. It's best fashion. Like, I've never seen people dress so well. And I bought the best pairs of shoes in Milano, which is the store that you can literally just find in Milano. It's called Marco. So if you go to Milano, girls, if you want to buy some shoes, go to Marco. Anyway, my trip ended in Milano. Okay, you guys, this video is already 23 minutes long, and I can keep talking about Italy. I can definitely do a part 2 in Italy, but this was the biggest ramble I have done in a very long time. But anyways, you guys, that is my Italy video. I can talk about Italy forever and ever because it is one of my biggest passions. Oh, and I forgot to even show you guys that I bought this book, That Month in Tuscany. Oh, I forgot. I got too distracted talking. That Month in Tuscany, I am going to read it. I never thought I'd see Italy with a rock star, but I felt like I did when I read this book. So I'm going to start this book to fulfill my Italian withdrawals. Alright, you guys. That is it. I will let you go now. I hope that you all have a wonderful night, good sleep, and I will see you guys